Morning, everybody. Welcome to today, where we celebrate the seventh day of the octave of Christmas. And if we reflect upon the Holy Gospel for today, notice that John was closest to Jesus, to which he had written the Gospel about the life of Jesus. And contrary to other Gospel writers, John had started the Gospel with, "In the beginning was the Word." And so here, each and every one of us can learn about the fact that Jesus had came to this world to spread the word to each and every one of us. Because the more we listen to his word, the more closer that we are drawn to God. And so each and every one of us are called to bear in mind all of the things that God has done for each and every one of us. And he loves us so much that he gives us a recipe as to how we are to live forth our day-to-day life, especially in our journey of faith, so that we can grow closer towards him. And then in the gospel, we also hear that there was the one who is to prepare the people for the one that is greater than he. So in other words, there were many people who were called by God to go and preach to each and every one of us the good news, so that we can prepare for the time of when Jesus is going to come into each and every one of us. And all of us need that preaching. All of us needs to listen to the Word of God, because we got to come to realize that there is a difference between needs and wants. All of us here have already received what we want in our day-to-day life, but we haven't yet accomplished what we need, as it takes a long time for us to be able to accomplish. And we need to continue to grow ourselves closer towards God. We already got what we want, like we got education so that we're able to talk until this day. We got a lot of necessities in order for us to be able to maintain a stable household. While there are others that are really unfortunate that don't get their needs. And so, with that being said, all of us here should strive to continue to listen to the words to which Jesus is speaking to each and every one of us, so that we don't fall into the temptation to which the devil is trying to tempt us to fall into. And looking back at the first reading, we notice that there are many people who are considered anti-Christ, quote unquote. And these types of anti-Christ people are the ones that are already pulled away from God. They don't believe in the presence of Christ to the extent that they only follow other wills, which may not be the right way, but it is what they think it is right. And so each and every one of us here are called to continue to allow Christ to help transform each and every one of us, so that when time comes, we're prepared for him, so that all of us here can have a clean heart in being able to see the works of Christ as we continue to prepare for the next life. Because we gotta come to realize that heaven and earth does not last forever, but God's words does remain. It does remain permanently within each and every one of us. And so all of us here are inspired to continue to listen to him as we come to realize that we're journeying until the time has came, because we do not know the day nor the hour to when all of us here are going to end up in a hospital bed, to the extent that we end up lying down in the coffin. And so each and every one of us here are called to prepare ourselves so that when the time comes, Jesus can see each and every one of us as prepared. Just like how the 5 wise women who carries the oil with the lamp, so that when the bridegroom came, then they are prepared to enter into the feast. And so each and every one of us here are inspired to continue to listen to the Word of God, as He is the true way that each and every one of us can head towards in order for us to be able to reach the kingdom of heaven. Because Jesus is teaching us to enter into the narrow gate. The narrow gate to which it is almost too impossible for others to travel to. But we can make it possible if we continue to believe in the Lord and acting upon what God has planned for each and every one of us here.